Guys, I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I want to welcome you to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. Now, before we get started on this quick conversation, I'm going to go ahead and send a text out to the tribe to let them know that we're live. In case you guys want to know, we go live several times a day on this platform. So when you subscribe at drboycetv.com, or even if you've already subscribed, make sure that you hit the notification button so you get notified every time we go live. Because if you're talking about it, we're talking about it. And the only difference is that we talk about it in a way that elevates the conversation and allows for intelligent dialogue that you're not going to see anywhere in mainstream media. So, here's something that was brought across my desk just now that is really interesting, a little bit scary, a little bit disturbing. It involves Antonio Brown, who we've been talking about Antonio a lot recently, involving, in terms of his whole situation with the Oakland Raiders, and now he's with the New England Patriots, and I really thought it was done. I thought it was over. I thought that he was gonna, just kind of move on with his life, but it looks like it's gotten even more complicated. Apparently, Antonio Brown is being accused of rape in a lawsuit. Now, I don't know if that, I imagine that's not the same as being accused with a criminal complaint, right? I know that's not the same as somebody filing charges, but somebody sued him. Basically, his former trainer accused him of inappropriate sexual behavior. That's what it sounds like based on what I've been reading. And I'll dig this up so you guys can just judge for yourself and kind of come away with your own conclusion. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done that. Please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. Also, don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that notification bell so you get notified when we go live. If you're on Facebook, please share this to your page so that everybody can come into the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Okay, so let me read this to you, and I want you to tell me if you think it's true or BS or neither, right? You believe it or you think it's BS or what? According to TMZ, it says Antonio Brown's being sued by a woman who claims the NFL star sexually assaulted and raped her during 3 separate encounters. This according to a new lawsuit obtained by TMZ Sports. The woman behind the lawsuit identifies herself as Brittany Taylor. She says she was hired by Brown as a personal trainer. Taylor claims the first incident happened in June 2017 during a training session when, quote, Brown exposed himself and kissed her without his consent. Later that month, Brown, while positioned behind her back, according to the suit, began masturbating near her without her knowledge and ejaculated on her back. According to the lawsuit filed in federal court in Florida, Taylor claims Brown bragged about the incident to her in profane and angry text messages. Several months later, the accuser claims Brown reached out to her to express contrition and begged forgiveness. Taylor claims Brown begged her to continue training him, and after initial hesitation, she ultimately agreed. However, the woman claims on May 20th, 2018, Brown cornered her, forced her down onto a bed, pushed her face into the mattress, and forcibly raped her. The woman claims she tried to fight back, but Brown was too strong physically and overpowered her. In the suit, the woman claims she screamed and cried throughout the incident, repeatedly shouting "no" and "stop." Brown refused to stop, according to the suit, and penetrated her, the woman claims. In her suit, Taylor describes herself as a 28-year-old world-class gymnast who competed at elite levels of international competition. So what do you guys think? You think you believe it, or you think it's BS? You think it's BS? Okay, I see Hamp22 says evidence. Andre says not. I don't know what that means. Frederick says why she did call the police. What do you mean, why didn't she call the police? Let's see. Somebody says I see bull from Talking with T. Andre says bull. I'll say a lot of BS, a lot of bullshits in here. Okay. All right. Okay, somebody says it's a BS money grab. Wow, yeah, that's a tough one, man. I mean, it's some graphic details in there, and it's interesting because you kind of felt like after the Raiders thing was over that the Antonio Brown saga was not going to come to an end, right? You felt like it was going to continue, and that even the stability of the New England Patriots organization was not going to be enough to settle Antonio Brown down, right? Antonio's going to be Antonio, and he's going to do his thing, and that's going to be it, and that's going to be all there is to it. You know, and so this was interesting because it didn't really surprise me to see this kind of pop out. Not because I feel like I know this guy one way or the other, but it just seems like he ends up in a lot of weird situations, right? And actually, there's another story that I pulled up where there was a tweet where somebody made a tweet that said that Mike Mayock, the general manager of the Raiders, that's basically somebody joked that he should be raped. And apparently Antonio Brown hit the like button on the tweet. Now, hitting the like button on the tweet, though, does not mean you're a rapist. It just means that you hit the like button. But, you know, I think it's okay for intelligent people to form intelligent opinions based on what they're seeing. So let me see here. I'm reading this. It says Antonio Brown's exit from the Steelers was anything but amicable. The Raiders wide receiver went from seemingly happy playing in Oakland to reportedly confronting Raiders GM Mike Mayock in practice to outright asking for him being granted his release. Well, while Brown has signed with the Patriots and it was assumed he was ready to walk the straight and narrow, you know, the Patriot way, it appears he's still harboring some seriously negative feelings for Mayock and is sharing them by liking a post that went after Mayock in a horrible way. So, so let's see. I'm looking here. For those who don't want to click the tweet that Brown liked, here's what it says. The most stupidest human popsicle on the planet. He should never have been hired as GM, and I hope Antonio Brown wins his money in arbitration. Then everyone would know Mike Mayock is a true prejudiced asshole. He should be raped in the ass and then fired. Damn, okay. I can't imagine Bill Belichick is going to be happy about this, and it doesn't appear Brown has grown up much in the last 24. Okay, there's more there. This is the person giving their commentary. You know, I will say this. I will say that, you know, if I were advising Antonio Brown, I'd probably say, you know, just chill a little bit. You know, like you shouldn't be hitting. You're a prominent figure. You're out there. Everyone's watching you. You probably shouldn't be hitting like on a tweet about them jokes about somebody getting raped, right? That's an issue. That's an issue, right? It's not criminal, but it's an issue. It doesn't mean you get kicked off the team, but it's an issue. Doesn't mean you did anything, but it's an issue, especially when it conjoins with this lawsuit. Now, the thing about lawsuits is that, you know, first of all, I'm gonna say this. You know, if you get rich, you will get sued. If you get rich or famous, you will be sued. Will Smith was actually talking about how he has 15 lawyers just waiting around for people to sue him for whatever, right? So when people see you getting that bread, they're gonna come get it. They're gonna come try to take it. So you know, guys that love jump offs and random women and all that, just be prepared. You're gonna have to pay for that. If you ain't ready to pay for that, then find a way to keep it in your pants. Find a way to be a little more disciplined with it. You're gonna pay for that. But second of all, I think with this suit, what's fascinating is I think that we have to ask something about, you know, allegations that don't have a lot of substantial evidence, as well as situations where people go sue, they go get money before they go get the cops, right? I don't know. Tell me yes or no if you hear what I'm saying on this, or if you agree. I think it's a little weird when you see people that are very quick to sue for money, but aren't quick to file a police report. It would almost seem logical to argue that if you were really violated in that way, not to belittle it at all, but if you were violated, you would have told the cops, right? But instead, you went to Gloria Allred so you can get that bread. Almost like the money is the money means more to you than actual justice, right? And so I don't think that we can just forget about that there's a difference between a victim of any crime who goes and tries to get money before they get justice. What they're really saying is that getting money, paying me my reparations, will make all this go away, right? So either it didn't happen and you're hijacking somebody with an accusation saying, hey, I'm going to accuse you. And an accusation is enough to make you look bad because you're a black man, right? So I'm going to accuse you of something and you got to pay me to make me go away, so which is a shakedown. Or somebody who maybe maybe something did happen, and they're basically saying, hey, look, you know, we can be cool or we can be uncool. Like, I think that happened with Bill Cosby. I believe that Bill Cosby had several people who, for whatever reason, were comfortable with whatever little weird situation they had going on. Maybe they were okay with whatever was going on with Bill and them in the bedroom, because for years they kept saying, like, Bill is my best friend. I can't wait to go see Bill. Bill's in town. I can't wait to go see Bill. People don't act that way toward their rapists. I'm sorry. I know people say, well, you can't judge how somebody's supposed to be. No, 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 no. Stop giving that white woman passes and just literally look at it, just being honest. Like people don't respond that way when somebody is a person that they allegedly fear. They don't look for that person, hunt them down, go find them, and keep begging them for money, right? What I think was going on with Bill was that as long as Bill was paying, it was all good, right? When Bill stopped paying, that's when suddenly I'm going to convert myself into a victim, because I'm a victim of the fact that you're no longer paying me. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened with Bill Cosby, with Michael Jackson, and with R. Kelly. Not to insinuate one way or the other about their guilt or innocence, but I will say that these all sound like situations where if they'd kept paying whoever they were paying, a lot of these accusations would not exist. I think for Antonio Brown, here's his problem that I'm seeing. I'm not a lawyer here, but I'm going to imagine that one of his issues is going to be the fact that there are these text messages, right? And so if you're texting someone and begging and describing something that you did and begging for forgiveness, that's an issue. That does mean something, you know. And so, you know, I don't know how it's going to work out for him, but I do know that the Patriots are probably already sick to their stomach. It's a fascinating year for the Patriots because the Patriots are on track to literally be one of the most dominant teams and to be the most dominant team in the NFL, arguably one of the most dominant teams in this decade, maybe even beyond. But at the same time, you've got this undercurrent of instability that exists because both the Antonio Brown and their other superstar wide receiver, Josh Gordon, both have like serious issues. Josh seems like a good guy, but he's got a drug addiction issue that caused him to walk away from the team halfway through the last season. And he's been kicked off a lot of teams. And then you got Antonio Brown, who is, you know, Antonio Brown. So from a football perspective, if you're a sports fan, that's going to be interesting to watch. But if you're just a human being and you're kind of watching all this go down, you can't talk about Antonio Brown or accusations or whatever that are made public in a vacuum without considering what it means when a black man is accused of something. When a black man is accused, he's assumed to be guilty. But here's the other part of that, though. Not every black man is innocent. It's just because they're accused, right? So let's not sit here and pretend like there aren't black men who can't violate somebody. So I think that in this particular situation, I think the legitimate, honest questions a person could ask is, you know, okay, this happened 3 different times, like y'all were getting together 3 different times. You're going to need some evidence to kind of back up these assertions, like 3 different times. Like if it's happened, if something happens once, maybe even twice, right? You forgive, like, okay, I won't do it no more. But right, but 3 different times, I think people have a right to say, how did that 3? Wait, explain that to me. Do the math. 2 + 4 is 47 divided by 12. I don't, you know, like it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. Like 3 different times. Did you not go to the cops after the first time? Well, did you go to the cops after the second time? Did you go to the cops after the 3rd time? You never went to the cops, but you went to Gloria Allred to get your paper. That's going to make a lot of people confused. That's going to make people think that if the money's right, that you won't be a victim anymore, that whatever trauma you might feel, that a couple dollars is going to make that go away for you. And I don't think that that argument necessarily flies, definitely not in the court of public opinion. But at the same time, the court of public opinion is biased heavily against black men to the point where when you're accused of something involving a woman, you're going to go down, right? Or somebody's going to decide like, okay, he must be a criminal because somebody accused him and that's it. That's how all the Black Wall Street got burned down. A white woman accused a black man of a crime. And next thing you know, they said, let's go kill all the black people and take all their property and, you know, whatever, right? That's the history of this country. That's the world we live in. I want to say thank you for your donation, by the way, Jerome. I appreciate that very much. Your money will be put to good use. It will go right back into the community. Anybody else who wants to be a patron and support the growth of intelligent black media, all you have to do is go to intelligentblackpeople.com. That's intelligentblackpeople.com. If you have a comment about any of this, I'll probably do a segment later on tonight. It's called Voice Your Opinion. And what I do is I play your voicemails. If you want to leave a voicemail, please feel free to call. The number is 773-302-0414. Somebody type it in, please. 773-302-0414. 773-302-0414. Please hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you're on YouTube, so you'll get notified when we go live. Hit the notification bell so that we can all like get together and you'll know what's going on. All right, so let me see. Last story I found on Antonio Brown. I was reading There was something else I saw, but basically it almost looked, it's fascinating because even before that happened, there was already another story about something going on with Antonio's number and there being some sort of controversy about that. So I think that he's going to bring controversy to the table, but I almost feel like there's a point though where drama is going to follow you because you're associated with drama. So I think that to some extent, I would guess some of this is not totally Antonio's fault in the sense that I think anytime he walks in the room, there's going to be drama, and anybody who doesn't like him, is going to use this as an opportunity to go after him. But I do think at the same time there is something about him that makes me look like, or makes him sort of look like a guy that does. Like it's almost like you can almost believe almost anything when it comes to him. But the thing about something like this is that it is a very serious accusation. And you have to have proof. Like you might have all the evidence in the world in your mind. It might have really happened. It might be between you and Jesus. Y'all might really know what went down. But when you accuse somebody of a crime, the burden of proof is on the accuser, right? So the thing about the court of law is a lot of people will sue for money as opposed to actually take it to a criminal case, because with a criminal trial, you have to have the preponderance of the evidence. You have to prove guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. There's a higher burden of proof, whereas the civil courts scratch that. The civil courts are a preponderance of the evidence, meaning that if there's a 52% chance that the person did it, you'll get paid. Whereas the criminal courts require that you are guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The burden and the standard is much, much higher. So that's one of the reasons why you see a lot of cases that will appear in civil court, but not criminal court. But that doesn't make it right. I think that if you are accusing somebody of something serious and you did not file a police report, people have a right to say, why didn't you call the cops? Which cop did you call? What did the cops say? Did the cops do a kid on you? Did they, you can't just have people say, oh, well, this happened. Because I could go out right now and say, oh, I was raped by Antonio Brown too. Right. Or see if I see a lawsuit, a bunch of people are accusing him of something, I could be like, well, y'all didn't know he was raping men too. He got me, if I am not required to provide any proof, then why would that situation not attract anybody who wants to jump on a lawsuit in order to get money? Any drug addict, anybody who's broke, struggling for money, rich black men. Unfortunately, the reason brothers got to be careful is that when you are a rich black man, people will do their best to eat off of you, and they will do their best to use your weaknesses against you. They will lure you in with a big button, a smile, and then you go in that room and y'all do whatever y'all do. They can come out and tell any story they want, and there are people who will believe them just because they said it about a black man. So you have to be really careful in terms of how you carry yourself. You got to be strategic in that regard. I don't know how strategic Antonio Brown is. He seems a little young, a little wild, etc. Doesn't mean he's dumb. I just think he does a lot of things where I kind of would love to sit down and talk to him and kind of help him chill out a little bit. But then again, sometimes people make a lot of money. Money stuffs their ears where they don't hear advice. They don't hear OGs when they're trying to warn them. They don't hear any of that. They just think that they know everything, and then they learn the hard way. So it's going to be interesting. Mr. Gee, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate that very much. These situations can be very subjective, Mr. McGee says, or he was smashing her for a quick minute. His immaturity won't help his case. No, it won't. No, it won't. And again, I think that if somebody accuses somebody of assault in that regard, something that serious, that could lead to serious implications. You have to just show some evidence that y'all weren't just having sex. There are people that have sex. There are people that have rough sex. So just because it was rough and just because you said it, that does not mean that you were violated, right? That you have to prove that. There are people out there who are like, hey, I like it rough, So what happens to the rest of us in the world who are trying to be fair, trying to be balanced, and trying to treat everybody, equally under the law, is you get confused. You're like, I don't know what to believe. Like, you got to provide evidence. So I think that if she has these text messages, I think that in my mind, that's a strike against Antonio Brown. Because if you're begging for forgiveness, I'm gonna be like, what are you begging for forgiveness for? Like, what did you do? But then at that point, if he's begging for forgiveness, I will be asking, like, what exactly is he asking for forgiveness for? Just because he's asking for forgiveness does not mean he's asking for forgiveness for a crime, right? He could be asking for forgiveness because I yelled at you, or which is not a crime, or maybe I pulled you close and tried to kiss you. That's on the fringe, right? But that ain't rape. That ain't rape. Now, let's just be clear. Somebody trying to kiss you is not the same as rape. Rape is a very different thing. We have to respect victims by understanding that everything ain't rape. Inappropriate behavior ain't rape. Somebody saying, "Ooh, you got a nice ass," that ain't rape. I've had women tell me I have a nice ass. I did not feel violated when they said that. So at the end of the day, we got to know the difference between the whole continuum of what it means to be violated by another person. Because when you lump everything together, at first you think you win, right? All this becomes politicized. So the Me Too movement became a political movement where they said, okay, in order to get our numbers big so the Democrats can win and we can push this Me Too thing everywhere, we're going to just accuse everybody of participating in rape. That means that the guy in the office who tells a woman, you know, I like the way your butt looks in that dress, that guy is going to be treated just like the rapist. And then they create terms like rape culture to say, even if you ain't touched nobody, even if you ain't raped nobody, the fact that you're even in the room means that you're as bad as the rapist. So what you're doing is you're lumping everybody together, and it helps you at first because it sort of heightens your numbers, because now you've got, instead of having this many victims, you got 1 million victims, because you got people say, I'm a victim of the culture. A man looked at me and told me that I was pretty, so that means I'm just like the rape victims, right? So your numbers get big. You think you're winning, but then you find out you're losing. You find out you're losing. Why do you find out you're losing? Well, then what happens is you get a backlash. You know, that's how you get Donald Trump in the White House, because a lot of people are like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, this is bullshit. This is stupid. Like, stop it. Right? Then you get a Dave Chappelle that comes along who literally calls bullshit on all of it. Dave Chappelle starts making jokes about it, you know, which is crazy, right? I mean, who wants to make jokes about things like sexual assault or molestation, right? But it's gotten so ridiculous that he can make a joke about it and people will laugh. Normal, good, law-abiding citizens will be like, that was really funny, right? And I'm gonna tell you, those jokes by Chappelle would not have been nearly as funny a decade ago, but they're very funny now, because when you keep on building a circus, eventually you're going to have clowns and you're going to have laughter. You're going to have a joke. So all this became a circus when you're out here running around trying to accuse everybody of being an assaulter, an abuser, and a rapist, and a blah, blah, blah. No, we keep the bad people in this group so that all of us collectively as a society can focus on stopping the criminals and protecting the true victims. But when everybody run around calling themselves a victim and you accusing everybody of being a criminal, then people start worrying like, well, damn, am I going to be next? I looked at a woman's ass once, and am I as bad as am I going to get accused of abusing women too, right? And then you lose allies, right? So ultimately, that's the dynamic you're seeing. That's the society that you're living in. And I'm just bringing out, y'all know me, I'm just trying to give you the real. My goal is not to be politically correct. My goal is to just be correct. That's what I loved about Dave Chappelle's skit, was that he actually threw political correctness in the garbage so that people could recalibrate and get back to common sense. It's all about common motherfucking sense, period. Let's see here. Baby Daddy Insurance. Thank you for your donation. Very smart to advertisers. I like that. Very smart. That's a smart way to advertise your business, because when you give money, I'm going to mention your comment in the chat. So you know, for $50, you just got a shout out. Baby Daddy Insurance. Whoever the owners, I don't know if that's a male or female, says put a policy on your baby daddy today. That's babydaddyinsurance.com. I think that is brilliant. You just got a shout out. It costs thousands of dollars to advertise on my platform. That's why I don't sell ads like that, but you just got a great shout out that's going to help you get customers, because I think that that's a brilliant idea, and it's a memorable URL, and that was a very creative way to get your name out in front of thousands of people, because I can guarantee you before this video is done, it will be watched by at least 10, 20, 30, 40,000 people. So you just got shouted out in front of thousands of people for $50. Very smart. Babydaddyinsurance.com. God bless you. All right. So anyway, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell right now so that you will be notified when I go live. I might go live a little bit later to do Voice Your Opinion, where I will play your voicemails and respond to the ones that just keep them short, keep them less than a minute, so that everybody's opinion can get in. The number to call in to the show is 773-302-0414. That's 773-302-0414. Also, don't forget All Black National Convention's coming up on the 27th. I'll be in Louisville on the 14th. I'll be in New York City doing a day-long investing seminar on the 27th of October. So if you want to learn more about that, go to drboyceseminars.com. That's drboyceseminars.com. And last but not least, if you want to learn to buy your first share of stock, you can do that by going to blackmoney100.com. That's blackmoney100.com. No, the number is 773-302-0414. 0414. All right, so I'm out of here, guys. I see you, Dominique Davis, copying in the lawsuit. Yes, we mentioned the lawsuit. We talked about it. And I think Antonio Brown, I think that this is going to be a headache for the Patriots. I think that people who are rooting for Antonio are probably getting tired of just bullshit following him around everywhere he goes. I think that there should be a standard of proof if you're going to accuse him for whatever, for whatever he's accused of, you got to prove it. If you can't prove it, then, I'm sorry. At that point, all they can say is, well, stay away from him. Don't go train him no more, because he might have, when like Maya Angelou used to say, I think it was Maya Angelou who used to say, when people tell you who they are, believe them. So if you go in there and you say, well, I went to go see him a 4th time and it happened to me 4 times in a row, people are going to kind of think something is up. Doesn't mean that you're not a victim. It just means people aren't going to believe you. So anyway, let me see. Ronald says, I work for a known NBA player, and when he was fucking up, I said, you got a blessing. Do you want to sit on my couch in Akron and live in the hood? Get it together. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. A lot of these young guys don't know how good they got it. I tell you, they don't know how good they got it. And it's sad because some of them will lose it all by the age of 30. And then they got the next 40, 50, 60 years to reflect on everything that they had and everything that they lost. And I feel kind of bad for them. And it's not always their fault. A lot of times they just don't have good mentors. They don't have a good father. They don't have somebody to really guide them. And they just have a bunch of yes men and yes women around them, which guides them down a bad path. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you soon. Be good. Peace.